G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4 today. We're on Hillendale and we have got ourselves an absolute banger of a matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of EGC TV's Masters Winter that we are watching right now, and boy oh boy am I excited because we've got the Chinese, and not only do we have the Chinese, but ladies and gentlemen, we've got someone very special piloting it. In the south of the map, in the color purple, playing as the Chinese, representing Team Liquid, it's Demu. That's correct. He's made his way through to the pointy end of the tournament, and, well, he's looking to try and get through to the final stages now. So, look, if you're watching this video live over on YouTube right now, make sure once you've finished, head over to Twitch, because they'll probably still be going, those guys. They go for quite a while over there, I'll say that much. But I'm curious to see what the plan is, what the strat's going to be. Let's check in with our other player, spawning on the northwestern side in the color yellow, playing as Joan of Arc. It's Meowmaker. He's also representing CDSG, which to me sounds like a Singaporean CD wholesaler. Don't know, dude. Oh man, I'm trying to put two and two together. Anyway, welcome to a casted game. A pleasure to have your company this evening, because or this morning, depending on where you are in the world, because the world is a globe and sometimes it's different time zones. Anyway, maybe you're watching this and having breakfast, and if so, good morning, family. Good morning. How you guys doing? What's for breakfast? Can I? No, I'm not. I was gonna ask for some. It's okay. I don't want any. Anyway, I've had my breakfast. I had my breakfast this morning, but I'll need breakfast tomorrow. I'll stop. Let's talk about this matchup and about what makes this matchup a bit of an interesting one. So, it's going to be largely dependent on Joan of Arc and what Joan of Arc wants to do. If Joan of Arc wants to get aggressive, then the Chinese player will need to respond. One of the things that we have seen, one of the themes that we've seen recently has been professional scouts, though we do see that a little bit less on Hillendale because you do have the hunt in the base. So as long as you're able to just push it down onto this mill, you'll be absolutely fine. By the same token, from the French side, we normally expect them to get out on the map, be aggressive, and that means that they deny enemy position. So as an example, if you've got knights that are outside the front of your base, down to the south of your base, you're not really going to be able to take this hunt. And by the same token, you're going to be able to take, or your enemy's going to be able to secure this hunt without too much of a hassle because there's the threat of knights. But we do see the age up coming through for Demu on the south side of the map. It is going to be the Imperial Academy here. Excited to see what he's got in store for us today. Whether it's going to be the 2TC Fast Castle Classic, which is pretty much what you do on a map like this, or whether it is something a little bit more dynamic. We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, for Meowmaker, I would suspect that it's probably just going to be one base to open us up. When you see this many vills on gold, this heavily with just Joan on the School of Cavalry, it makes you wonder what's going on over here. We got a wheelbarrow on the way coming through right now. Demu now going to be reaching the castle, or rather feudal age. Plenty of sheep dropped off. And at this stage, it doesn't look like we're going to have professional scouts coming through, because we can see the scout coming to the back. So Demu's got to kind of make the decision. You know, do I really go professional scouts just to get one hunt in? And am I even going to be able to get that one hunt in, just considering I'm probably going to be up against a lot of knights here? So smart moves here from Demu so far. Also, quite a bit of sheep that he brought through. That's 11 sheep, not including the ones that got taken out. Now, we do see Meowmaker moving around the back of the base. Could be looking to disrupt. All you want to do in this situation is just try and push these deer away from the enemy. But keep in mind that town center is there. He's going to try and just be a bit annoying. Let's see what he can do. Trying to break up the pack. Town center going to fire. He garrisons a couple vills. Onto it. The scout goes down. Good night, Meowmaker. See you later. Have a nice sleep. Sweet dreams, all that good stuff. He takes the sheep as well. Oh, you're playing with fire there, my brother. I think in that situation, the best thing for Meowmaker to have done was to just try and snipe off those deer on the edge, so that then at least Demu has to make the decision. Do I make another mill, or do I, like, long distance it? What do I do? Because going through and, like, disrupting like that's always already very difficult, because there is a little bit of a timer on these deer about when they can actually sort of reset, and as long as Demu's hit them all recently, it's very hard to push them back out. But the age up does come through, 4 minutes 40. I tell you what, it feels like we witnessed so much so early on in these games. Like, just keep in mind, Meowmaker had a single Joan of Arc building this landmark this whole time, and it's still a 4 minutes 40 age up. Like, it's still, that's such an early age up for that sort of thing. But we do start to see Vils moving out. It looks like Demo going to be thinking about, oh, I thought he was going to be moving for a Barbican. Does have the resources for it. It's going to be a wheelbarrow opt in here. Yeah, you can see, is he looking to put the Barbican down? What's the go here? It is going to be the Barbican. Bit of a weird spot. Don't know how I feel about this. It's very, very strange, this positioning. So this is completely closed off. You're not going to be getting through here. Meanwhile, to the front, you can just draw a wall here. I don't know why we don't see a Barbican right here. I genuinely don't. The gold's going to be so important to retain, and now Miomeca's going to come through. Now, importantly, we do have the village that's on the goal, but the village going to go down, gets one shot. See you later, mate. And absolutely kapow. That was a headshot. I can tell you right now. I saw FPS Doug in the back. He was screaming. I saw his bald little head bopping up and down. Speaking of bald little heads, sorry. Age Up comes through. Rather, the Song Dynasty comes through. The landmark is complete. But very, very curious. So, what does this achieve? Is he just trying to? Is he scared that Joan of Arc is going to come around the back and deny wood? Is that what it is? Because in my mind, it's like I'm just going to wall this off, and then I can just wall this off here. And if I really needed to, I could wall between the stone here. But the Barbican, I don't know, maybe he just knew he wasn't going to get the Barbican up in time. Maybe he knew that Joan of Arc was on the way. He didn't have vision, but obviously Demu's a good player, right? And he knows these rough timings, and he knows, okay, Joan of Arc's going to be here very, very soon. And you can't really contest her. Like, there's no way you can be pulling Vils off that. She's just going to shoot them down 2 shots and then a power shot. What's it even called? The Divine Arrow. Apologies. It's been a while. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. What are those lyrics from? I can't. Is it? No, it's not Seether. Jeez, that's an old song. My dad used to love that type of music. I'm sure he still probably does. You still love that music, don't you, Dad? He's not here, but sometimes he watches the videos and he'll message me. I'll be like, yeah, I still like that music. I can just picture him. I can just picture him smashing the steering wheel on the car. Oh god, he loves that music. Anyway, where were we? Sorry, getting all caught up here. Looks like the village might go down. Miomeca putting on some early pressure. Have we got that Castle Age transition coming through just yet? Doesn't look like it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it. The 1 TC, and then most likely into a relic pickup, and then from there you can even look to go into a 2nd TC yourself. Keep in mind you're playing Joan of Arc, so not playing as the French. It means that your town center is not going to be as effective, but already quite a lot of damage being done here early on by Miomeca. This is exactly what you want to see now. Very interesting decision here from Demo to be going into Jukunu. This is something that I'm always cautious of when I'm playing up against the French or the Joan of Arc or the Rus. And the reason why is because the Jukunu does 4 damage, 1 less damage than an archer. An archer does 5 damage. And that's important because the break point for your damage against a Royal Knight is 1. Basically, that's all you've got. You've got 1 damage. So they completely cancel out all that damage. Now, if you compare that to a horseman, you're still able to get 2 damage per shot through. So it basically means you're doing double damage against horsemen and half damage against a knight. So it's always really, really scary for me playing into this, especially in like a feudal kind of game. What I mean by that is a game that you actually just stick it out in feudal and you mass up Jukunu, because inevitably, eventually, you are going to be focusing down those Royal Knights, and it's just never fun. It's never fun, but take a look at this. Interesting decision-making coming out from Miomeca. Now, this is another thing that I find quite interesting, because from the perspective of Miomeca, a guild hall here would make a lot of sense. He's on 1 TC, it's a relatively early age up, he doesn't have a huge economy, and he's moving into the Royal Institute. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Drongo, there's nothing wrong with the Royal Institute, and you're right, there's nothing wrong with it. But typically what we see is the Royal Institute requires a bit of investment to get going, right? If you want to move into your Royal Biology, if you want to move to any of the technologies, it's going to cost you money. And normally what we see is players who go for Royal Institute typically delay their age up by getting a nice big mass. Speaking of mass, have a look at this as Demo goes to mass, has a little bit of a prayer and finds the age up for his enemy, giving him the clearance. So this is one of the things that happens with the Chinese. Another interesting wall coming in from Demo, not walling off the front. Am I being a little bit, what's the word? Am I being picky? Be honest with me, guys. If I'm being picky, call it out. But it's like, I don't know. I just figured a wall here and a wall here would have made a bit more sense. But anyway, look, I guess by doing this, I don't know what these walls do that this wall doesn't. Or vice versa, I don't know what this wall does that this wall don't. And they just cost a lot less and they're a lot further out, easier to defend. But numbers starting to look good. Demo thinking about heading to Castle Age himself. Has taken the foot off the pedal with regard to the unit number. He's up to 30 military forces at the moment. Obviously got the cheaper forces than the enemy. The Royal Institute is down. So you'll see me and Mega struggle to actually get these upgrades through. Even though they are technically cheaper. Sacred sites are now being picked up. Monastery, where's it at? Another curious decision by me, Maker. No movement into the monastery just yet. It looks like from the side of Demu, he's finishing up his upgrades. No double broad axe, no forestry. Keep in mind he does get rebates on these, so it's always advisable to go for these upgrades just because of how effective they are for tax. It's a very tax-effective strategy to be. You know, you want to be minimizing the amount of tax that you pay, maximizing. Well, I guess as the Chinese, you want to be maximizing the amount of tax you receive. It's not a tax-effective strategy. It's quite the opposite actually, because you get a whole bunch of tax, but that's a good thing because you're role-playing as the tax man when you're playing as the Chinese. Now have a look at this demo going into the Imperial Palace. Now this is definitely advisable. We've seen a trend. No. Don't tell me that is going to cause what I think could potentially happen. He's not going to test it, but I'm fearful about it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm thinking. So we've definitely seen a trend towards this. So we'll look out on Demu's positioning here. We'll have a look right on board with him. But typically, we don't see as much clock tower these days unless it's off a second TC. It's the same sort of thing with your Royal Institute. You're not going to see a Royal Institute very often on that single TC unless it's been for quite a while that they've been in the Feudal Age and then they're clicking up. But the Age Up now comes through. Demo, let's have a look and see whether he looks to use the legalized map hacks immediately. He does. Spawns out enemy position, sees he's on the boar, sees he's on the gold, sees he's building up another stable. How many stables would you like, sir? Yes. Yes. That's your answer. Or maybe this was all planned. Maybe Demu knew that this was how he was going to build his base in the first place. He knew the Imperial Palace was going to come at the front. And so putting the Barbican here was kind of like killing two birds with one stone, right? Because look at all the line of sight you've got here with the Imperial Palace. So maybe that was his thinking. Maybe thinking about using it as a leverage point down towards this angle as well. But all three sacred sites now taken. Demu is going to have to come out of the base eventually. Even if he doesn't want to, upgrades are on the way through. We've got +1 ranged armor also coming through, but veterancy for spears, veterancy for the Zhukunu, and hopefully, indeed, we do start to see some crossbows added. Is he actually supervising these bad boys out? Doesn't look like it for the moment. It looks like he's supervising out the blacksmith. Indeed, he is. Also got a supervisor back here on the mill. There we go. He picked it up. Very well done, Demo. It was quite well timed on that one. All right, so upgrades are coming through. Meanwhile, on the other side, Royal Biology has arrived. Royal Bloodlines has arrived. Did I call it Royal Biology earlier as well? If so, I'm a little bit tired. I think it's about 3 a.m. at the moment. Well, you know what happens at 3 a.m. That's when you get your casting shoes on. That's when you get your casting shoes on. I'll be honest with you, that my game of Civ, I got to the end of it and I said, all right, that was a good game. And then I looked at the clock. I'm like, holy shit! Oh, story of my life, man. I don't know if you guys have ever played Civilization, but I tell you what, it's like if you ever go on a plane, just buy Civ, download it, play it on the plane, and my lord, that thing is gonna go quick, man. You'll just be like, you'll just be 5 turns through the game, and all of a sudden you're at LAX. It's like, what the how? That's an 18-hour flight. Yep, that's just the way it is, man. It's just Civ things. There should be some Civ content coming to this channel soon, though. I'm pleased to tell you guys we should have some good stuff for you soon. Yes. So just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. All right. Well, so I gotta stop. Don't worry. We'll catch ourselves doing that. Army continues to build here for Demo. Have a look at this, and he's honestly, I actually like the way that he played this. 15 Jukunu. That was it. Foot off the pedal. Didn't go too hard on the Jukunu in the Feudal Age, just enough to, pepper the Angus in the event that he needed to. Never actually had to. But have a look at this. Mia make a 100% veteran Royal Knight. This is a bit scary. And he's got 7 of them in the queue. Now, keep in mind, this whole time, look at the cost of these knights. These are not expensive knights. These are very cheap. He's using that consecrate on the stables constantly, and he's just able to spam non-stop off the 1 TC. This is something I've actually lost to before. I remember playing a game against Louis MT. I can't remember the map. I don't remember the map. All I remember is that he was trading. And the issue that happened was that we both got to the late game, and because the counter for knights are crossbows and spears, right? Like, let's say 1 crossbow, 1 spear, and that will kill your knight. The trouble is, it's twice the population cost. That's the hard part. So if your enemy manages to get up to a decent number of knights and also has a good economy behind it, and you've got a similar economy, there's a chance they could just trample over the top of you. And that's something that's really scary. Now, have a look at this. We don't see any of the relics picked up yet. Neither player, despite... obviously, these guys are both Conqueror 3. For anybody wondering, these guys are incredibly talented players. We're talking probably... I think Demu is top 10 on the ladder at the moment. Mio Maker, top 20, maybe top 25. And that's including all the Smurfs. For anybody who doesn't know, one of the things that happens on the ladder is you get Beastie. He grinds to rank 1 on an account, and then he's like, all right, gets on a second account, grinds to rank 1 again on that account, and then that basically happens with 4 different accounts. And the problem is Puppy Paw does that as well, and Wham does that as well, and Vortex does that as well. Literally all the top pros are doing that. Go look at their AoE 4 world profiles. They've all got it. They've all got like tags with 4 or 5 different accounts. And, you know, it's just one of those things. There's a couple of reasons why they do it, for anybody wondering. It's not like MBL in AoE 2, where he's just trying to get, where they're just trying to get the whole top 10 just filled with their accounts. I suspect that it's largely because of queue times. That's one factor. But to be honest, now that I think about it, queue times probably don't make much of a difference. Whether you're 1600 or 2K, like, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Maybe it does. Maybe, you know what? I take it back. I think you'd probably have a slightly faster queue time as a 1600, because at 2K rating, you're not even getting matched against 1600 players. Joan picking, making a couple little pickoffs here. We start to see the first units other than Royal Knights on the field. Now, I will warn you, they are just free units that Joan's called her champions at her side. It's kind of wild what we're witnessing here. This is quite literally a 1 unit only strategy. I feel like I'm almost watching FFA. Remember back in the days where we'd do FFA and we'd just go for a 1 unit strat only and see if we could win with it? Is Mia Maker looking to take inspiration right now? I think he might be. But perhaps he's looking to give it. Interesting little base building that we've got here from Demerit. No movement yet into the granaries just yet, but does have 4 farms around the town center. Something that you very rarely see is the Chinese. Stonewall's now going to start coming up towards the south. Very nice stonewall here. I'm loving this stonewall. This is going to buy him quite a bit of time, this stonewall. It's going to guarantee that he's got safety here. One of the things that I would love to see, despite this stonewall, is him to still move out and secure this gold, but not actually take this gold, if that makes sense. So right here would be a great opportunity for that. Look at the knight numbers. Joan of Arc's going to dive through to the front. Spear's going to chase her. Should be able to catch out quite a few of these spears as long as he makes it to the gate. You can see he's actually just going to siege it all instead, and the spears managed to make it back in time. He only loses the 1, but now looking to try and focus it down. No stone walls have come up towards the front, and that's going to be a whole bunch of knights entering into the base. Oh, it's scary, isn't it? It is so scary. Oh, you never know how it's going to go. You never know what way they're going to go. We hear Imperial officials starting to go down. Not a lot of vills being caught out just yet. Mio Maker finds a couple in the north, a couple on the top of the town center, and he backs out. Brings the army back down. What's the play here? Is he looking to reposition? Honestly, with an army this big, there's a part of me that says you could probably go Imperial, but I don't think that's where your power is. I feel like... Wait, does he not have a blacksmith? Oh my god. Oh no, he does have a blacksmith. Oh my god. Wait. Oh. Today I learned. Today I learned. I'm not going to say it. I'm sure there's a couple people that are looking at me like, did you just really say that, Drongo? To be fair, it can be hard to tell the differences sometimes. Like, they drop off the differences between the two civs sometimes. Like, hey, You know, like both of them get the dock upgrade. You know, the dock upgrade where where please tell me it increases your maximum population. It doesn't say. You know what? I think it was just the French. This is what I'm saying. With variant civs, it makes it really hard to track all those little things unless you're playing the civs each day. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not playing with the French and Joan of Arc every single day. That is for sure. Sacred Sight's now on the timer. +1 ranged armor. Gonna be coming through here. And it's time for your 20-minute drink of the day. Drongo's drink of the day. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Come on. Hey, it's late at night. It can't be Red Bull. It can't be coffee. Cross those ones off the list. I can tell you right now, cross off juice off the list. I tell you what, I gave out a reprimand today to my wife. She went to Costco, spent $600 and didn't bring home a single piece of juice. A single drink of juice? No, not a single juice. I was like, I looked through everything. I'm like, I went through the receipt. I'm like, it's gotta be in here. Nope. Like, jeez Louise. Anyway, she's got her warning. She's got her warning. Anyway, drink of the day, Drongo's daily drink of the day, brought to you by Mount Franklin. I don't know. What's a water brand? I guess Mount Franklin. What is a death metal? No, death juice. Anyway, it's water. Let's give it a quick rating here. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's S tier. It's S tier. Yeah. It's got the ice in it. It's just that perfect temperature. And you know, we waited to the 20-minute mark as well. Whoa. What do we got over here? I feel like a little bit of Borat. Whoa. Ville's running rampage through this, but looks like Spears, the timing here could be very, very good for Demu. He's bought himself a lot of time, actually. I've got mad respect to the play here. He's not once has he gone out and fought. I suggested he comes out and challenges this gold. He knew better. He said, I don't need to challenge that gold. I'm just going to keep this gold for the moment. I'll get my upgrades, and then I'll push out when I'm ahead. I know I've got the eco advantage because I've been on 1 TC Song Dynasty. Okay, mad respect. How do you know the enemy hasn't added a second TC, though? Like, we look back here, there's not a whole lot of scouting we've been able to do. We've sent a couple spears in occasionally, but you guys get the idea. Outpost coming out down to the front. I think Miyamaker may look to try and do damage before the upgrades come through, but remember, you're playing against the Chinese, and these upgrades come in very quickly. They're not being supervised, though. Mark it in the middle of the map. Best place to put it. Oh, he's doing it. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Just put it down, baby. Just put it down. Yeah. I love it. He's going to go for it. Upgrades are almost through. 15 seconds. He's going to try and fight it. Will the Red Palace get up in time? Look at the size of that army. Mass Knights now rampaging through towards the front line. Upgrades are all in. Slowly, boom, there they are. Elite Spears now online. Meanwhile, behind it, Elite Crossbows about to come in. Incendiary Arrows also. But look at the amount of Knights overwhelming Demu's front line. He doesn't care that you've got Elite Spears, mate. He doesn't care. Look at the damage. He doesn't care. It's working. It's working. Mom, get the camera. All right, we're online. The Red Palace is up. We lost a lot of units. We lost a big mass of Royal Knights. But we're okay. We're okay. We got to where we needed to. The landmark held. Miyamaker did a great job there. Honestly, that was a really good job. But wait, how is he getting all this healing? Is that... I totally forgot. Joan's got an honorable... Dude, it's been so long since I played Joan of Arc. It must have been like a year since I played. It can't have been a year, dude. Joan of Arc came out a year ago. It's been a while since I played Joan of Arc. You know, the one thing I was thinking to myself is like, it really sucks because now you got to heal all these up and it's going to take so long. Nah, you don't want to fight yet, brother. Nah, you don't want to fight yet. You want to heal. If anything with this, what you want to do is move into mass mango. I think that's definitely the way to make a man go out of the game into the next game. Now, curiously, they're still both on 1 TC. This is absolutely wild, man. This meta is kind of crazy. Neither player just even thinks like, oh, I need a second TC. Like, they're just both, hey, man, I'm just going to rock 1 TC the entire way. Joan, what are you doing? Oh, actually, I realized Joan's okay. For a second, I thought this wasn't Joan's Red Palace. Treb's out. I'll give you your little bit of a wood reminder. This is a landmark. It's repaired with wood. This is a landmark. It's repaired with wood. This is a keep. It's repaired with stone. That's the reminder. Mango number 1 is out. Still yet to see our all-important upgrade. You know what we're thinking about. Elite Royal Knights are through now as well. We're on even fighting grounds. Keep in mind, incendiary arrows has come through for our crossbows. These guys do 31 damage. Jeez Louise. That's a lot of damage. Nesta B's now coming out as well. No clock tower just yet, but hey, we'll take the Siege Workshop with an Imperial official supervising. Definitely. Triple Treb now working it down the Red Palace. Do we have Vils repairing? Do we just not have Vils repairing at all? I guess he doesn't. Does he just not have the economy for it? It was just a whole bunch of knights inside. He must have evac'd off the front. He just gave it up. I think that's actually a smart move to give it up. What's it really doing? You know, like, and he's not going to fight under it. I mean, even if you repair this forever, no, it's not worth it. He's going to drain you too much, and you can't ever get in there. It's just the consequence of putting it down where you did. Well, Demu definitely stabilized at this point. We're still yet to see another unit coming out from a building that's not siege. We've got the John's champions that are out, but that's it. They came in for free. Very quiet game today, isn't it? You know, I did see a comment on one of the videos. It said, "Hey Drongo, it's been a while since you've talked about aliens. Can you give us the update? What's going on with that?" Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the aliens. I'll be honest. I haven't really been on Reddit much recently, and when you turn off Reddit, I don't really consider Reddit as social media, but well, I guess like for me, social media is like, you know, that brain rot slop. Like, I'm gonna call out my wife here. Sorry, I've already called her out once today. Now I'm gonna call her out a second time. She'll, like, sometimes I'll see her, she'll be on the couch and you'll hear the TikTok going, and I'm just like, you know, like, sure, if you're getting your dopamine, but it's like, what are we really doing here? Anyway, I always saw Reddit as kind of like constructive. Aliens, I don't know, man. There you go. Did I just use aliens to have a go at my wife? Yeah, nobody send this to my wife, all right? She's gonna get me good, all right? Okay, I'll stop. Okay, my wife is lovely. She's a beautiful woman, and she loves aliens. Let's do that. All right, Mayor Maker. Looking to challenge up towards the north. Rather, looking to defend towards the north. Have we got our upgrades through yet? We still don't have our upgrades through, and I think this is just a consequence of it being so expensive and not having that second TC. In fact, neither of them have still got that second TC. Clock tower in the back of the base here. More military production coming through. Look at the knight number. Dude, he's up to 82 knights. Okay, this is actually it right now. Unironically, Demu could be in trouble. Demu could be massively in trouble. All the forces are split. Where are the crossbows? Oh, is Demu intentionally getting rid of them so that he can transition into hand cannoneers? Is that the play? That could be the play. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Are you guys gonna... Oh, you got magic torches. All right, knights up towards the top side. Mia Maker, that's not gonna be enough knights. Those spears are gonna absolutely demolish you, Mia Maker. We needed more than that. Spears towards that top. Hold on. I withdraw my previous comment. Apparently, the spears have decided to fight against the villagers, which is actually not a bad move when you consider they're both on 1 TC. Like that is incredibly painful to be losing all these vills. Look at this. He's taking out a huge amount of vills. He's also working his magic on the other side of the map. Demu right now with a huge vill win. Look, 65 to 101. Where'd that come from? It's kind of wild that 29 minutes into the game, and we're still on, like, we're still building our vills here. Still building our vills. I mean, some people are still building their vills. This guy's not. Yeah, we're still building our vills. We're still building. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He can't build his vills. He's maxed, boys. He's maxed. Calm down. Calm down. Could do a little bit of a mill delete here. Wouldn't mind a delete of the mill. All right, let's check in. Over on the side of Miyamaker. Oh my god, look at the size of this dude. Just to remind you guys, this is not a ranked game. This is a tournament game. This is a competitive tournament game. And Miyamaker feels it is necessary to build 88 Royal Knights. As I said, this is where it gets really scary. I don't know how Demu possibly beats this army. Because you've got to remember, right? It is 91 knights that cost triple the cost of your spearmen. They cost double the cost of your crossbow. The knights now towards that top side, going to look to try and get that charge through. Spears do a decent job with it. But you can see he's kind of having a little bit of trouble getting the wrap around. There we go. Wolf's getting in on the action. Warwick always loving to do it. But now the Cav do get the surround, and you can see just how strong they are. In the end, it doesn't matter. Cav is way too good in these kind of numbers. And if that doesn't make you scared as Demu, I don't know what would. So the play for Demu in this situation is quite simple. He needs to make a lot of production, and he needs to constantly be fighting. So basically, attrition is his friend, and he needs to slowly wear down the troops of the enemy. That's pretty much the only way that he can do it here. All right, well, now, oh my lord, look at the size of that army. Holy. Is Joan upgraded? I don't even see Joan on the field. Oh, she's up to the north. Joan, get down here. Joan, we need you. Decent numbers for both players. 97 Royal Knights for Mayamaker. I think he wants to make the triple digit club. We've all been there. I remember when I had triple digits in my bank account. Didn't that feel good? Gosh, I actually remember my very first pay. I just went out and bought a flat screen TV. Every 18-year-old's best dream, hey? Oh man, that was it. All right. Look at the size of this army coming through. 104 Royal Knights, Miyamaker looking to clean up. This is it, baby. 32 minutes into the game, it's finally happening. These guys have been holding shotguns to each other's faces for the last little bit. We'll say that much. For the last 20 minutes or so. Both just jostling for position. Neither one of them willing to give it. And still yet at this stage, one of the best things that Demu could do is fight in this choke right here. This is a great little choke point for him. Funnels the cav in, prevents them from getting us around. As long as he's got all of the units queued up, which he does, he's absolutely fine. And you can see that he's very hesitant to move out. He does not want to move out, and Miyamaker knows that. So that's why we're jostling for so much position here, because it really comes down to a game of cat and mouse. Who wants to try and fit the square in the circle hole? It's that one girl from TikTok. We came full circle. Or should I say we came full square? It depends what your perspective is. Oh, this is a good cast. I'm enjoying this one. I'm enjoying this one. Oh, that's a lot of ills. That's a lot of ills going to get caught right now. He's just going to go straight for the keep. There's no boiling oil here. This could be the difference maker. Gets off some shots, but oh my lord, look at the amount of knights, dude. I would not want to be Demu in this game at all. This is so scary. This is so scary to fight against. Ville's now sieging down the trebuchet down on that south side. Has he lost that landmark completely? No, he hasn't. There used to be a bug where you would lose that landmark completely. Don't think it's happening. Demu continuing to rally in more troops. Jeez. You can tell this is going to be one big fight and it's going to be over. You know it's just going to be that way. Because the winner is going to have like either 89 Royal Knights or 89 Spearmen. It's going to go one of those two ways. That's it. There's no in between. There's no like, oh, I kind of did a little bit of damage, or we both ended up having no units left. That's pretty much the way that it's going. All right, Demu thinks he can maintain a bit of a push here. Spears are out on the map. I love how he just sends out like 20 at a time. Yeah, look at this. Just 20 spears just to go and be annoying, just to distract the enemy, hoping that he sends away a little bit too much. Ville's now going to start moving up towards that top side. We're not going to do an eco check because look at their economies. I mean, really, at this point, like, what's the point in doing an eco check? It's embarrassing. We shouldn't be 34 minutes into the game with 67 Villes. But here we are. I guess it's one of those things where it's like an arms race, but of the opposite kind, where neither player wants to go for the second TC because they know if they do, it could be a really bad spot for them. right? Like, if you go for a second TC against the Chinese, then they go a second TC, and now you're in an even worse spot than if you just let them go one TC. Joan of Arc goes down straight away. A lot of units in the back here. More knights towards the top side. 120 knights out on the field right now. This is a tournament game. 120 royal knights in a tournament game. My greatest fear is not that I'm inadequate. My greatest fear is that there's pathing issues and I can't actually hit all the units. I think he needs to get more cannons out. I think that's actually the correct call. You need more cannons so you can siege this down. Mango's pushing up. He still doesn't have the upgrade. He's only got 66 gold in the bank. All the knights up towards that top side. Nesta B's firing off. We might have ourselves a little bit of action. Manages to get down the keep. He's going to just absolutely destroy all those vills now. And finally coming in from the top side. Also looking to do some damage on the bottom. The big surround. Trying to find a way through. More Royal Knights looking to surround. Demo in big trouble. Huge trouble right now. Look at the amount of units. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. How does he hold this right now? He needs to get back on the wall. He needs to get back to the wall. Look at the amount. 95 Royal Knights still. You've still got 94 to go, mate. Big heals coming in from Joan of Arc. She's level 4. And now Demu trying to hold once again. Oh, wow. That is so scary. He needs to remax immediately. He needs to remax immediately. Remember what I said about having all that production in the back of the base? It is key. You need to have like just a whole bunch of production, just so you can emit like shit out a whole bunch more. Because you look at Mia Maker, he's slowly rebuilding. You got to be able to remax and then just go him again. That's the whole trick. Let's see if he's able to take this fight. This could be a good little fight for him here, fighting in all of these little alleyways. It makes it very difficult to get us around. Mia Maker wants to avoid getting caught in the weeds here. A lot of cav running back. He's going to get absolutely eaten alive here. Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger? Freddy Krueger? Who's the dude that eats the hearts? Freddy Krueger. Who's Freddy? Isn't Freddy Krueger the guy with the fingers? Who's Freddy Krueger? I'm going to have to Google that. Hopefully I didn't out myself as a Freddy Krueger fan. I don't know who he is. Down to 75 knights. You got to be careful here, Mia Maker. You got to be careful. It looks like he stayed a little bit too long for breakfast. Should have chilled with the viewers at home, mate. And now looking to try and fight it again. Demu's almost remaxed. He's at 178. Reinforcements continue to come through. Those pyrotechnics on the back are holding it down. 53, 52. Maker is losing steam. Slowly being grinded out by the troops of Demu. Joan of Arc falls 37 minutes into this game, and look at the amount of bodies that have been hitting the floor, that people have permitted to hit the floor in a very violent manner. I guess you could say they let the bodies hit the floor. Sorry. Oh, give me a drink. Hold on, give me a second. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Don't worry, we still got it. I got a bit of ice. Oh man, that is so good. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. You know, that's one of the good things about having a co-caster is that you can take a drink whenever they're talking, or you can like clear your throat, or like make those terrible noises that people make. We all make them, right? You got to do it sometimes. Look at the army from Demu. Look at the army from Demu now. 47 hand cannoneers. The tables have turned, and look how long it takes for me to make it to reinforce this. He played it very, very well. I was going to say perfectly. I think there was like one mistake in there. I'm looking at you, Palisade Walls. Other than that, absolutely perfectly. Incredibly well played here. Huge amount of troops on the front. As long as he's reinforcing, as long as he's got a whole bunch in queue, he'll be absolutely fine. What's going on with my camera? That was weird. It's moving really quickly. The Mia Maker now down to 36. And you can't help but feel at this point, at this stage of the game, it is all but over. Demu with the kiting. Beautiful kiting. It looks like he's got that serpentine powder. A little bit of extra movement speed, if you don't mind. How fast does he even go? 1.55 movement speed? Oh, he's got to be Yuan. Yeah, he's in Yuan. That's why. Jeez Louise, that's quick. He's almost outpacing the Knights. Anyway, fellas, go check him out. When I say him, I mean Pesty on EGC TV. I'll leave a link in the description, and of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. An absolute destruction.